Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and kind of in a little bit of a dilemma here. I've run out of batting as well as backing fabric. So I have some pieces of batting that I can use, but I'm going to have to sew several of them together to make a big enough piece to quilt the China plate quilt that's I've got loaded on the machine right now. So I went online and tried to order some, and it's going to be the middle of May before I can get anything in, and it is April the 9th today, so we're looking at 5 to 6 weeks before I can get any batting. So what I think I'm going to do, since I have this box full of quilt blocks that I have been making from the Stash Buster series, is I'm going to make some small projects from these, and I made 4 of each block, so I have plenty. I want to save one from each block to hopefully put into one quilt. I may need to put them in 2 because most of these are 12-inch blocks, so that's a lot of blocks to put in a quilt. So I'm thinking a couple of quilts, but I want to take some of these and make some projects out of them. And I do have the small pieces of batting that I can make, like table runners and placemats and pot holders. And I think the first thing I want to start with though is an apron, because when I was going through some of my older fabrics that I got from my mother, and these are from the 60s, maybe some from the 50s, but they're mostly from the 60s and maybe some 70s, so kind of in that 3-decade range. I noticed there were a couple of aprons in there that I don't know if they were hers. They're kind of small, so I'm thinking they were probably mine as a child. I just don't remember them specifically. There's my iron beeping again. I do remember wearing an apron every time we cooked, so I'm sure that's probably some that I wore. But anyway, that's beside the point. I want to make an apron. I have one that's made out of denim, and it had like the loop that goes around your neck, and it was just way too long for me. So I cut it, and then I would have to tie it into a knot because there wasn't enough fabric there to tie into a bow, and that knot would irritate my neck. And I use that apron when I paint, and it helps preserve my clothes, so I don't have paint splatters or paint water or something splashing on me. So I want to make one that I can use. Actually, this would probably be more for quilting. I can rework the strap on that one and make it what I need it to be, but I like that style of apron, and I want to make one with a quilt block front. So I'm going to take probably some of the smaller blocks. I'm going to test out a pattern and see which size blocks. So I have 8-inch and 12-inch blocks, and come up with something. I have some homespun fabric that I want to use for this apron, and so I'm going to find a block that's going to look well with that fabric and make an apron out of it. So if you're in the same dilemma as me and there's no batting to be had until 5 to 6 weeks down the line, and even then, we don't know what's going to happen in the next couple weeks. There may be it may not be available. We may be in this quarantine for the summer. We just don't know. We're kind of going day by day on this. So, but if you're in this same situation where you're out of batting or you're out of backing fabric, and you can make, like last couple days, all I've been doing is making quilt blocks, which is fun, but after a while I want to do something different. So if you're in this boat, use some of the blocks that you have and make other projects out of them. Try table runners, try placemats, pot holders, aprons, anything, any small wall hangings. You know, you can do wall hangings if you've got, like me, I've got pieces of batting that I could use to make wall hangings. It may be a banner instead of a square wall hanging, but anyway, I'll be videotaping all of this stuff as I go along and show you what I'm doing. But right now, like as I said, this is April 9th. Still have a long ways to go through this quarantine. Our town is locked down. We've had at least one death in our town, and from the COVID-19, and this man was well known in town and was in contact with a lot of people, so we don't know if this was spread or not. We're still kind of in a waiting period. But anyway, I can't go out, I can't go to Joann's and even do a curbside pickup at this point. Joann's online has batting that is available May 16th. Amazon is the same way, at least the kind of batting that I want. I want 80-20 batting, and it's going to be hard to get. Amazon is also doing they're prioritizing their sales, so things like batting are not going to be top priority to ship out. So I don't want to add to the chaos, so I'm going to do small projects here at home. So I hope you all doing well. We're doing fine here. My husband is still going into work every day. My daughter and I are home. We had a hailstorm a week ago Friday, and our entire roof has to be replaced. Part of our siding, all of our guttering has to be replaced, and some of the screens on our windows. So we're dealing with that right now. Getting insurance adjuster came out, and we're waiting for their report, and then we have to get bids from contractors and get on their list, because all the houses, you know, up and down our street and through the majority of the town have had damage, and we've got builders coming in from out of town to help out, because it's too much for the local companies to handle. Majority of the town has been, you know, hurt by this hailstorm. And this, we got golf ball size hail. The church where I work at, they got softball or baseball sized hail. So lots of damage out in that area. And we were lucky our cars were in the garage, so we don't have any damage to our cars. It's the roof, the guttering, the siding, and the screens on the house. So we're going to be dealing with that in the future here, and have no idea how long it's going to take. They have to pull permits. We're in the county, so I don't think the permits are going to apply to us. We don't have to get the city permits anyway. But you know, it's still kind of just another catastrophe on top of everything else that we're dealing with. And you know, what can you do? I mean, you can't do anything about it, and you just kind of have to laugh at it and just deal with it and go on. So anyway, that's my update for this week. I'll be bringing videos as I can get them out. I've got the blockbuster videos coming, and as far as quilting, probably not so much. We'll have to see what I can come up with. If I can get some table runners up, I have done a lot of those on my long arm, so I can get those up. But as far as like the China plate quilt, I'm not going to get to that until middle of May at the earliest. So that's another 5 weeks away. So we'll just do what we can, and so just hang in there. I know this is hard. Just find joy in the little things. Find a new project. I probably will start on painting soon, because these projects are, I'm going to go through them pretty fast, I think. So anyway, I like painting, so I'll do that. Anyway, in the meantime, please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.